Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Real Talk with Saieed Ali. I am your host, Saeed. I do want to thank you for joining us tonight. Monday, the 30th of August, 2021. Another month have finished in the year 2021. So fast. So viewers, you know I always remind you to share our live stream on Facebook and on YouTube. And we do thank you for viewing us on Facebook. Those of you on YouTube, thank you so much. Those of you up the Caribbean, those of you around the globe, a special good night to you coming from Trinidad and Tobago. So as we start up our program tonight, viewers, the Carnival Runner, one of the water taxi that service the San Fernando to Port of Spain route, has taken on water and the stern is now resting on the seabed. It was first observed this morning at San Fernando Water Taxi Terminal at King's Wharf. Herbert George, chairman of the National Infrastructure Property Development Company, that is NIDCO, stated that absolutely no fire have been detected in the engine hub. George dispelled rumors that the engine room had been engulfed prior to the passengers' ship sinking. So just imagine, viewers, just imagine one of the water taxi is taking in water. You know, a lot of people would say sabotage, 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 but we will have to wait to find out what caused the intake of the water on the boat. But nevertheless, we want to hear what the Works and Transport Minister have to say, since that is the water taxi that take San Fernando citizens to Port of Spain back and front. You know, back and forth. So we will wait and see what the Minister of Works and Transport, Rohan Sinanan, have to say concerning that matter. Wow. Such a sad thing, eh? Such a sad thing. But nevertheless, viewers, work as normal. A week before the new school terms begin, Education Minister Dr. Nian Gasby-Dawley stated that over 2,000 devices will be distributed to deserving children over the next few days. Gasby-Dawley said the ministry has taken delivery of 20,000 devices. All of the recipients of these devices were chosen after a means test was done in school. A means test determined if a person or household is eligible to receive some sort of benefit or payment. She noted that 2,500 applicants are yet to be processed, and this should be completed while the distribution of the 2,500 devices continue this week. The minister added that as the school reopens, the continual assessment will be done to ensure that no child is left behind. Call good night.
Sai, good night. You're doing a fantastic job. My husband and I always go to the TV every night.
Thank you so much.
What I want to tell you is that really a joke, eh? Well, since everything is COVID, the water taxi must get COVID and thinking. Keep up your good work.
Okay. Thank you, my dear. So, viewers, earlier in the year, when schools were closed, the ministry said that there are 60,000 students without devices. 60,000 students without devices. Thus far, the ministry has delivery of 20,000 devices, and they're going to start giving out. And then she said now that assessment will be continuing and no child is left behind. So let's just say 20,000 students got device. What happened to the next 40? What happened to the next 40,000 students that were left offline while school was going on? Just imagine that, eh? Call a good night.
Hello, good night, Saieed.
Go right ahead, you're live on Real Talk.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
I recall a Saturday, and I was reminding the farmers will get damaged in January. And nobody hasn't received anything yet for that, for sure damage.
Flood damage. My friend, hopefully, I'm trying to get the minister on for Wednesday night, and we're going to talk about flood damages and farmers not receiving any compensation. So tune in on Wednesday. You can also call in if you like. But thank you so much for raising it. Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley have stated that next on the list to resume operation will be place of worship. Hey, hear this, eh? Hear this, eh? Prime Minister stated that after assessing the retail trade, the government hopes to give the population some relief with regards to participation and religious service.
If at the end of that week, when we finish assessing the retail trade coming out, we are still in the same or similar kind of situation that we are in today, when we do that next week, we are hoping then to be able to give some relief to the national population with respect to the participation in religious and other ecclesiastical services. So we are hoping, in short, to open back up church services at churches and other mosques and mandirs and wherever you worship, with some restriction of numbers, more than likely.
Now viewers, keep this in mind. Transportation hub in Trinidad and Tobago are flooded with people. Supermarkets are flooded with people. The market, vegetable market, is flooded with people. Jamming up, hogging up, rubbing up. And the place of worship, where they could actually sit 3 feet apart, wear their mask, and listen to the good book, it have been closed. It have been closed. Just imagine that, eh? The hub centers throughout Trinidad and Tobago, San Fernando, Port of Spain, Arima, Shogunas, you name it. Taxi stand, a lot of people, everybody outside traveling. Groceries, people, it packed. It packed. You're rubbing up and you're jamming up in the grocery. And the vegetable market is the same thing on a Sunday morning. Now, this is places. These are places you cannot say they would walk 3 feet apart or 6 feet apart. Keep that in mind, eh? But in the church, the temple, and the mosque, where you could actually say, set your standard 3 feet apart. If you have to have 2 or 3 services for the day, go right ahead. But up to now, it is closed. We haven't heard anything from any religious sector in Trinidad and Tobago. Nothing, nothing, nothing. God take a back seat. They give God a back seat. Think about it. Every Sunday you're in the market. Every day you're in the grocery. You're rubbing and you're jamming up. But they put the religious sector on a back burner. You know, it is always they put God in front. The government of Trinidad and Tobago placed the religious sector on a back burner, and not one religious leader came out in Trinidad and say something. Not one. So apparently they themselves are not put God in the back seat. He also urged religious leaders to use this time to get their congregation vaccinated. The PM reiterated the need to improve the vaccination rate, which has begun sluggish in August. Caller, good night.
Good night, good night. Masha Prende Saeed.
Go right ahead, my friend.
Let me start with the boat, right? The boat was idle for a year, so that created an environment and a market for the scrap iron dealers. So I'm sure they must was welding and taking out piece of the boat and sink and things like that. All right, the second thing is, this lady, you know, the Minister of Education, Scotty, aka Cake Lady, she has 20 devices against 2,000. how will she be distributing it now? You know, the Prime Minister already characterized how we open school. He said he opening school for the vaccinated. He already made two foolish statements. In-person school for vaccinated and vaccinated to operate. He started discriminating right away.
Yeah.
So I want to know, based on the mean test, if COVID was a criteria to get the device, so the people who get vaccinated, you eliminate them, they get no computer now because you don't want them to come to school and you're not too sure if they're online. So I want them to think about that. The other thing, you want to know who leaded the country? Not the religious group, the Lokoto Jumpy. Our leadership say we're going to Lokoto next time, it's all, and he driving with the Lokoto Jumpy and leading us thing. All right, let me go to the #1 country in the world now. Tell Terrence is not Trinidad, right? It is Singapore, Vietnam, New Zealand. You know what Singapore doing? Singapore had changed its strategy, abandoned its strategy to get 0 cases. Abandon it. What they have said now, the COVID-19 will be just like chickenpox and it's going to be endemic. So we have to live with it. And this is what the bright people who supposedly in the government should start to communicate with us. You know, some of them don't know the national anthem and all kind of thing. So we are too bright. And some of them don't know how to count how much people want devices and things. I'm not going to do that. But here we have to do. We have to treat with COVID just how we treated with criminals. The government not really managing criminals good. So what we just do to mitigate it? We have cameras. We have neighborhood watch. Now Gary jump in the party now. Gary say once you have a firearm user, you can have 5 guns and take now. So all of that, bulletproof everything. Now, with the COVID now, because we have to mitigate, we have to have our own way of managing it. If somebody next door have it, we have to mitigate. We not discriminate. If a Muslim married a Hindu, you think they go fight and thing? They go learn to live with each other, love. So this government has to tell people and start doing the right things and try.
Thank you, my friend. I understand what you're saying. Thank you so much. So viewers, Education Minister Dr. Nian Gasby-Dolly have stated that 18,000 students out of a population of 90,000 have been vaccinated thus far.
However, this figure is still insufficient for the physical reopening of school, which the ministry hopes can be achieved before the end of this year. Gasby-Dolly added that only 20% of the students' population have been vaccinated. Now, she asked this question: what is causing citizens to reject vaccines? Gasby-Dolly said it was fear. Fear in the individuals is preventing them from getting vaccinated. Now, I will tell you something. If the Ministry of Health were upfront and upright with educating the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, let me tell you something. They would have taken their education and they would have made their way forward into getting vaccinated. But when we, the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, have to listen outside news and not news from Trinidad, it builds a fear in us. Because in Trinidad, it seems like we're not getting the correct thing. The correct heads up, the correct news, the correct information. So that is why I've been saying for some time now, we have to listen to international news to get proper information. While the Ministry of Education is supposed to be coming forward with information, whether it's fear or not, whether it's panic or not, information is needed. But we are not getting it. So viewers, we are going for a short commercial break, but nevertheless, when I come back, we will continue. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Real Talk. I'm your host, Saieed Ali.
Can't watch Real Talk on TV? Have no fear. You can also watch
An offer. Do contact us now on 339-1670, 238-6716 for further information. Our helpful team is ready to assist. Real Talk Investment. Real people matter to us. This ad was paid for by Real Talk Group of Companies Limited.
Caller, good night.
Hi, good night.
Go right ahead, you're live on Real Talk.
Yes, hello.
Yes?
This is Rena. I'm calling Saieed, and I'm very impressed with the show. I'm calling from Canada.
Canada, go right ahead.
Yes, I just want to tell you that I come home from work and I watch your show every day. I am very impressed with it. Keep up the good work.
Thank you so much. Fear is gripping the citizens. Why? Because we are not getting the information that would encourage us to go get vaccinated. It's information we need. How else would you get the population to go get vaccinated? By telling them the do and the don'ts. You see, when we have to listen to international news for do's and don'ts, and we're not getting it here, it would create a problem. It would create a problem. So here it is. Prime Minister, while the new school term begins with virtual classes on September 6th, some students will be able to resume face-to-face classes from October 1st, 2021. The PM stated that if there is a significant change from that of the epidemiologists, children in Form 4 to 6 in all secondary schools will be offered face-to-face classes. However, he added that this option is going to be offered to vaccinated children only.
If there's no significant change from that, we will offer face-to-face classes to our children in Form 4, Form 5, and Form 6 in all our private and all our secondary schools. But that option is going to be offered to vaccinated children only. And those children who are not vaccinated will get their education at this time by an alternative means which the Ministry of Education will outline in the near future.
Now, viewers, the PM warned that the government will be monitoring the situation very closely and will take appropriate steps as required. Now, remember, Gasby Dolly is stating that over 18,000 students out of a population of 90,000, only 18,000, a little over 18,000 from 90,000 students have been vaccinated. Just imagine that. Fear is a factor. Fear is real. And information coming into the public domain is what we want. This is what we want. And when you're not getting it now, we would end up in problems. Terence, aren't we ending up in problems thus far? Fear of the citizens. Because we're not hearing the do and the don't from you. We are hearing it from outside Trinidad and Tobago. When you are the Minister of Health, you're supposed to be coming to the forefront and telling the citizen, well, hey, X, Y, and Z is the case. Comorbidities. 100 dead comorbidities, 200 dead comorbidities, 500 comorbidities. Gone are the days of heart attack. Gone are the days of kidney failure. Gone are the days of pneumonia fever. That not killing nobody again. Them take a back seat. Them get a visa and they fly out of Trinidad for holiday in some other island. So it's only COVID-19, COVID-19, COVID-19. You think people want to hear COVID-19? No, what killed them? What did they die from? Yes, they had COVID-19, but did COVID-19 kill them or did they heart attack failure? That is information. Don't tell me about COVID-19, COVID-19, COVID-19. What the hell? What the hell? It's information the public need. It is causing vaccine hesitancy. And when we don't get information, let me tell you something, Trinidad and Tobago. Without knowledge, a people will perish. Now let me flip that for you. Without knowledge coming from the Ministry of Health concerning COVID-19 and the vaccination, there will be a fear for vaccination. And how do we call it? Vaccine hesitancy. That is where you call educating. Without knowledge, our people will perish. So we are getting no knowledge, so we refusing to go for the vaccine. But if we get knowledge, we will go for the vaccine. You see, I will tell you something, having a portfolio of a ministership is all well and good. It's all well and good. But managing that portfolio is a different story. It's a different story. Trinidad and Tobago Unified Teachers Association is describing the government plans to physically reopen schools as a logistical nightmare. Tutor's second vice president, Carla Robinson, stated or said the association is looking forward to discussing with the Ministry of Education as it's ironed out how the arrangement will work. On the plans for the return to physical classes, Ministry of Education, Nyan Gasby Dolly, said the details were still being finalized and further information will come once completed. Caller, good night.
Very good evening to you, Mr. Saieed.
To you, my friend.
And I want you to be able to see exactly where we're going with this. A guy by the name of Alberto Fernandez, an attorney at law by profession, was charged for breaking the COVID protocols a few days ago.
Yes.
And I'll tell you who's that fellow just now. When Andrew Gabriel, the Prime Minister, good friend, had a wedding celebration with over 200 guests, nobody was reprimanded. When I and company had a wedding with over 200 guests, with some ministers in attendance, nobody was reprimanded. Apparently, the law is not equal at all in this country. By the way, Alberto Fernandez, he is the president of Argentina, and he was charged for hosting a birthday party. So imagine in Argentina, the president is not above the law. But in Trinidad, you have president of the party who is above the law.
Thank you, my friend. You see, I will tell you something. If the law really got to take step in Trinidad and Tobago, from cook to captain go down. From cook to captain go down. We have a law for the upper class, we have a law for the middle class, and we have a law for the poor people. Yeah. TNT's vaccination program is set to expand, with Pfizer being offered to teachers and healthcare workers. Minister of Health Terence Dayal Singh stated that 503,239, or about 36% of the population, received their first dose of the COVID-19 vaccine, and 390,380, or 28%, are fully vaccinated. Speaking on the Pfizer distribution, he stated that the government will continue to prioritize children. However, it will be open to all healthcare workers and teachers, after which it will be open to the general public.
We will continue to prioritize our children. However, we are now going to open up Pfizer because the doses can't waste. They are expiring in November. We will continue to prioritize children. That's our first priority. But we are now going to open it up to all healthcare workers, give them another option, and teachers. We see how that goes before we open it up to the general public. Prime Minister said it was only when 900
400,000 people, around 65% of the population were fully vaccinated. He therefore asked that 400,000 more people go get vaccinated. Hey. Caller, good night.
Hey, good night, Doctor.
Go right ahead, you're live on Real Talk.
They talk about 18,000 children get vaccinated plus, right? They ever ask a question, the media ever study, out of that 18,000, how much illegal migrants, how much is migrants from the children? And even in the adults, how much in 400,000 have got double vaccine? How much are illegal immigrants and migrants?
True.
That adding to that total.
True.
Nobody asking that question.
Thank you for raising it, my friend. Thank you so much. Hey, let me tell you something. Terrence, you need to change your strategy. The Ministry of Health needs to change your strategy in order to get people vaccinated. You need to change it. If you ain't changing it, and you're only saying people die with comorbidities, it would not fix. It would not fix. You see, you're putting a fear into the citizens that, oh God, it's only COVID killing them. When they have people dying with heart attack, I am aware of people dying with heart attack. I am aware of people getting kidney failure. I am aware of the ammonia fever killing people. But, are you coming out and telling people, no, you keep putting that one side, COVID-19, you know, they had COVID and they're dead. They had COVID, oh God, and she did so nice and she had COVID, but she died. Condolences to the family. Did COVID really kill them? Did COVID really kill them? So when you put a fear into the public, and then we are seeing what the vaccine is doing to the outside countries of Trinidad and Tobago, and we're not hearing it from you, is a different trend, is a different spin. What you expect? What you expect? Allah wasn't upright from the beginning, but now when Allah reaching a situation, Allah wants to bully people, lack of information. We have the headmaster, the man who governed Trinidad and Tobago, on a different scale altogether. Caller, good night.
Hello, good night, Saieed.
My friend.
Well, look at laughing. Serious. Because you know a boat sink there, the passenger boat sink is taking water. They water down the procurement bill. So they can go down Australia and buy a next boat. Somebody laughing and beating their pocket.
Thank you, my friend. Switching gears, Principal Medical Officer Dr. Mariam Abdul Richards have stated that 10 children are hospitalized with the COVID-19 coronavirus. And you know what I was saying now? They're going to blame the children for not being vaccinated. But I'll now get the bloody hell vaccine. But Terrence, like he done planning to blame. Allegedly planning. This means that 2 more children were admitted to hospital for COVID-19 since Wednesday, when the Ministry of Health, Terrence Singh, said that 8 children were under hospital care.
Even with the SOE, we currently have 8 children in hospital. 2 at Cora, 3 at Couva, and 3 at Point Fortin. 8. A week ago, it was 3. Remember the rolling average was 3 and then exploded? With the SOE, we had 3. Now we have 8.
I hear him. She stated that the MOH is noticing a trend of an increasing number of children being hospitalized with COVID-19. There are currently 10 children hospitalized with the COVID-19.
Even with the SOE, we currently have 8 children in hospital. 2 at Cora, 3 at Couva, and 3 at Point Fortin. 8.
We've been noticing a trend of an increasing number of children being hospitalized and admitted for management of COVID-19. And as of this morning, there are 10 children in the parallel healthcare system who are being managed for COVID-19. Of these 10 children, 1 is receiving ICU level care, 1 is receiving high dependency unit level care, and 8 other children are currently receiving ward-level care. And this is a trend that is causing great concern to all of us on the health team. And of course, the Honourable Minister will speak to us about the role that vaccination will play in curbing this trend.
Abdul Richards further added that another trend that remained consistent is a high occupancy level of the patient requiring intensive care treatment at the high dependency treatment. So viewers, you have a call online? Call good night.
Good night.
Go right ahead, you're live on Real Talk.
Saeed.
Yes, sir.
I want to know something, right? A year and a half COVID going around, right? What about hen COVID? What about this? How we are hearing about dengue, mosquito biting? Right? You understand what I'm saying, right? All of a sudden, you see the people passing around here, throwing things in the water, throwing things in lava, and this and that. Yes, you are again. But all of a sudden, you are hearing dengue, so nobody again sick with dengue fever again.
Well said, my friend. Well said. You see, this is what I've been saying. We're not hearing anything about heart attack, kidney failure, pneumonia fever, even dengue fever now. What about the Aedes and Aegypti mosquito? All them things take a backseat? Everything is COVID, COVID, COVID? Health not going around, spraying around the area, spraying around houses. All them things is a thing of the past. You know how people used to pass and trowel powder in your barrel or they put in a little tank to prevent mosquito. All of them things, you don't see that again. All them things gone. But the health minister wants to come out and say, COVID, COVID, COVID. What about the other health sectors? What about the other things? All that closed down because of COVID? So while the Aedes aegypti mosquito multiplying by the thousands, heart attack take a rest. If I talking nonsense, you tell me, You tell me, all these citizens. You have my number, 2386716. Call her good night.
Hi, good night.
Go right ahead.
I'm calling. How all the time COVID in Trinidad, what, a year and a half now, right?
Uh-huh.
You're not hearing children getting COVID. All of a sudden, vaccine children getting
Boom!
No?
Thank you, my dear.
Right?
So viewers, we are going for a short commercial break, but nevertheless, Mashup Monday continue when we come back. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Real Talk. I'm your host, Saieed Ali. Consultant and investor businessman.
Can't watch Real Talk on TV? Have no fear. You can also watch Real Talk on the go live on YouTube and Facebook at Real Talk with Saieed Ali on YouTube.com and TT Real Talk on Facebook.com. Don't forget to like us and share us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the notification bell.
Are you looking for the right investment? Are you looking for a greater return on your hard-earned cash? Look no further. Contact Real Talk Group of Companies located at number 14 Caroni Savannah Road, Chaguanas. At Real Talk Investment, you can earn up to 3.5% interest on your 3-year investment. Don't miss out on this amazing offer. Do contact us now on 339-1670, 238-6716. For further information, our helpful team is ready to assist. Real Talk Investment. Real people matter to us. This ad was paid for by Real Talk Group of Companies Limited. Are you looking for the right investment? Are you looking for a greater return on your hard-earned cash? Look no further. Contact Real Talk Group of Companies located at number 14 Caroni Savannah Road, Chaguanas. At Real Talk Investment, you can earn up to 3.5% interest on your 3-year investment. Don't miss out on this amazing offer. Do contact us now on 339-1670, 238-6716. For further information, our helpful team is ready to assist. Real Talk Investment. Real people matter to us. This ad was paid for by Real Talk Group of Companies Limited.
Welcome back to Real Talk with Saieed Ali, viewers. So this story that I'm going to give all you, it's very scary. I don't want to get you all frightened. But again, as I say, information in the public domain is very, very important. And no other person But the Minister of Health should understand how important information is. Let me tell you something. All the Saturday media briefing, let me tell you something. It come like a waste of time. Take what I'm telling you. To me, it's waste of time, but all you have a job to do. Listen to this. 3 fully vaccinated persons have died of COVID-19 since the vaccination process began in Trinidad and Tobago. 3 fully vaccinated persons have died of COVID-19 since the vaccination process began in Trinidad and Tobago. 3. So remember now, to the earlier stages of COVID-19 coming into Trinidad and Tobago. Remember our health minister said, if COVID-19 do come to Trinidad, it's just mere fraction of the people would get it. Well, I go tell you something. It's not no mere fraction again, Terrence. 3 fully vaccinated die. So where is the mere fraction? We ain't ripping no jersey and banning up no head again because they'll push for legislation to charge us $1,000 for not wearing a mask. So it's no mere fraction again, Terrence. It's sad, you know, Trinidad. It's sad. But like I said, lack of information, the people perish. And what we perishing from? Knowledge. Lack of knowledge. Where are we lacking knowledge? In the health ministry concerning COVID-19. That is not my job, you know. That is their job. And when they lack to bring it to us, we have to follow outside news now, not Trinidad and Tobago news. When I come out here and talk, oh, Saieed, you're bashing PNM. No, I ain't bashing PNM. I am trying to talk to the Minister of Health, bring out information to the people. That is what the people want. Information. They don't care if you're black or you're white. They don't care if your hair white or green. They want information. How much people died with heart attack, Terrence, since COVID started? How much died with heart attack? How much died with kidney failure? How much die with dengue? Huh? How much people going in for injection from Aedes aegypti mosquito? How much? Where is the statistics? Where is the facts? The mosquito gone back to where? Egypt? When I talk, Saieed, you're bashing PNM. No. You are no lack of knowledge to know the difference. Call a good night.
Good evening, Mr.
Go right ahead, my friend.
Saieed, you know they like to bring statistics for people, the population, with graphs and everything.
Boy.
Now, the last 90 days that we had the SOE and the lockdown and the shutdown and everything, we had an average of 7 to 9 deaths every day. And we had an average of 200 new infections every day.
Daily, yes.
So with that statistic, we can safely say for the next 90 days, that's because with all the same protocol, we should be expecting, if we say, okay, 7 to 9, we take 8 people dying every single day for the next 90 days.
Yes.
That is 720 deaths we'll be having for this next SOE.
Yep.
And we'll be having 200 plus by the 90 days. That is 18,000 people would be infected. So I want to ask now, what is the purpose of all these lockdowns and shutdowns and vaccination when this is the statistic that we can derive from? Because everything remaining the same.
Yes.
All the lockdown, all the shutdown, the curfew, everything remaining the same. So people have to prepare that here what, under this government, this is what we have to face. And I was so embarrassed and shocked that not one of these journalists didn't ask the Prime Minister in the height of the pandemic, when you contacted COVID in Tobago by yourself, you having a retreat for 3 days and carrying everybody across there with you, and you don't want people to gather with more than 5. You close down bars because you say people socializing in bars. You close down the churches and the mosques and things because you say you don't want more than 5 people gathering there. You don't want more than 10 people in funerals and all that kind of thing. And not one of these clown them didn't ask him how much people he carried to Tobago for that retreat for those 3 days. And you know, people just sit down and accept that. And then he tell the smart man them will be praying in all them church and temple and thing to all the organize all your place because he open up to distract the population from the nonsense that he is doing. And having the people and believing that, oh, yeah, what? They're so concerned about COVID and its spread, but you're going to have a retreat in Tobago with you. Nobody didn't ask them how much people he carrying across there. Have a good night, Mr. Sai. Take care.
Thank you, my friend. So, viewers, Chief Medical Officer Dr. Roshan Parashram stated that the tree had severe comorbidities, which possibly contributed to their death, even though they were fully vaccinated.
Since June 8 to present, we have 668 deaths. Of those, we have 3 persons, all of which had severe, I would say, comorbidities, which would have been antecedent to some extent to the cause of death. But we have 3 fully vaccinated persons out of the 668, giving us a percent of 0.45% of all deaths that would have been vaccinated, meaning of the cases that would have died from June 8 to present, 668, 99.45% were unvaccinated, which is what the data tells us from across the world.
Among those with comorbidities were 1 elderly male, 1 elderly man, 2 elderly women, and 2 middle-aged women. Those who died but had no underlying health condition were an elderly man and a middle-aged man. So viewers, 3 had severe comorbidities, which possibly contributed to their death, even though they were fully vaccinated. You see, that is information that the public needs. And I have been saying this from time after time after time. Yes, they have COVID-19. Do they have heart problem? Do they have kidney problem? Do they suffer from a breathing problem? Do they have asthma? Do they have kidney failures? Yes, we understand that you have the COVID-19 virus, coronavirus. Yes, we understand that. Now let me break it down for you to understand. Aedes aegypti mosquito. Normally we would see the health workers of the corporation going around your village, throwing a little dust in your barrel or your tank or whatever pots or pan you have around the place. They would spray around your place for the Aedes aegypti mosquito to get rid of them. Okay, good. That is a thing of the past presently. We don't see that again. So you have yellow fever. You got the yellow fever. It is a fever. We call it the yellow fever. You go to the hospital, some cases end up very severe. But while having the yellow fever, the fever on you, you still have your kidney, you still have your heart, you still have your lungs, you still have cancer. You still have all these conditions while having yellow fever effective on you. So understand what I'm saying now. You get COVID-19 virus, yes. There's a vaccine for it, yes. You have the yellow fever, yes. You go and they vaccinate you, yes. You still have all your complications. But the thing is, when you die now, they will say, well, the yellow fever killed them. Heart failure while having the fever. Even though you're vaccinated with a vaccine or an injection, we would say a yellow fever injection. So come now here, you have the COVID-19, you have heart problem, you have kidney problem, you have lung problem, you have cancer problem. But all we're hearing All we hearing, and I will continue saying it, because why? The 3 had severe comorbidities which possibly contributed to their death, even though they were fully vaccinated. This is why I will continue saying it. You see, when you hear stock start to hit the fan, and the 2 or the number 2s from the fan start to fly and hit them in the face, they will start bringing out information. And what I intend to do, let the number 2 hit them straight in the face. This is what I'm talking about. Which possibly contributed to their death. So you have the coronavirus, as we say COVID-19. Your kidney still failing, heart still failing, lungs still giving you a problem, you still have the cancer. But what I want to know, did your heart stop beating even though you had the COVID-19? Did you get a lung failure, respiratory system failure while having the COVID-19? So when the number 2 start hitting the fan, and from the fan, it hit them back in their face. 3 had severe comorbidities which possibly contributed to their death even though they were fully vaccinated. So that, my friend, is information what you should have been having from the beginning. From the beginning. But no, vaccinate, vaccinate, vaccinate. COVID kill them, COVID kill them, COVID kill them. And we're going down the line. Now there's a vaccine hesitancy. You want to blame the citizens. I have been asking for information on behalf of the citizen. I am not a minister, you know. I am not a minister, you know. But I'm speaking in 6 different languages, you know. You're a minister and you can't even bring a proper information to the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. You're a minister and telling them, oh, go ahead and get vaccinated. Next day on a news bulletin, you know it's only 50 vaccine the center have. How long did you know that? Call her good night.
Good night.
Go right ahead. All right, next call. We are going through that. So you see, viewers, lack of knowledge, our people will perish. How are we perishing? Because we didn't have enough knowledge. We didn't have enough information. So without having enough knowledge and without having enough information now, we will get vaccine hesitancy. But you want to blame me. And the Prime Minister now want to say now, well, you know, if the children are not vaccinated now, it might force the government hand. Let me tell you something. You force the government hand, and every single night I protested right here on my show. Those who were sentenced to murder by the court of laws in Trinidad and Tobago, what you doing with them? You play your card and I will play mine. Let me tell you something. It's just me and God battling, you know. Me and God here. Against those in authority down here. They have power. They could call shots. They have money. Why have? I just have God to battle with me. That's all I have. I just want to know where I come from. I born right here in Trinidad. Right here in Trinidad. Who are standing up for? The citizens of Trinidad. Who are begging? Nobody. Call her good night.
Good evening, Mr. Saeed.
Go right ahead, my friend.
Well said, well said, well said. I want to know now, 1,200 the persons of Trinidad have died, right?
Mm-hmm.
You are doing no post-mortem again. Everything is commodity, commodity, commodity. Why did you want to know cause of death?
Probabilities, my friend.
And if you can't give us the cause of death, something is wrong. Because all is like pneumonia, like cardiac failure and so on. All that gone through the window.
No, all them think get passport and leave Trinidad for a vacation.
Well, this is what we want to know now, because something is not going correctly. And then you're talking about 10 children, 3 children, 4 children. All that is good. It isn't good enough to for this nation at all. There's somebody misleading somebody, and we want to know when the lion will stop and truth begins. Thank you very much.
Thank you, my friend. Hey, let me tell you something, Let me tell you something, Pfizer vaccine. How many of you are going to vaccinate your children? Out of 90,000 individuals, a little more than 18,000 were vaccinated. They are still trying out drugs in the US. Still. For 12 and under. For 12 and under. I went and got my first dose of vaccine, AstraZeneca. They say if you want to travel, you have to be fully vaccinated. I don't believe in this PCR card, testing thing. No. I don't believe in that. The Ministry of Health believes in it. And we have 5 Delta variant in Trinidad and Tobago. And I ain't hearing anything that they want to stop it. So gradually, when COVID-19 entered Trinidad and Tobago, 1 person, 2 person, 3 person, 20 person, remember the boatload? Remember the boatload when they had the party outside? And from there, almost 90% of them were COVID-19 positive and they went balandra. I remember that? Slowly but surely, if they don't put a stop to PCR testing for people coming into Trinidad and Tobago, you know how much citizens or you know how much individual will come into Trinidad with the Delta variant on them? Saieed, they know nothing. Ministers alone know everything. They alone know everything. That is why when I come here, I stand here alone, fighting for 99% of Trinidad and Tobago. Why? Why 99%? Because the 99% of citizens in Trinidad and Tobago don't have a voice to stand up. Because as they stand up, somebody muzzling them. Somebody muzzling them. Just imagine that, eh? You can't stand for your own rights. Over the weekend, go on the protests where Kamala say honk your horn and blow and put on your lights and thing. Just imagine what the 2 individuals got ticket for that. For being around the Red House. Who money built the Red House? Did the government money build the Red House? No. Taxpaying citizens. And I hope the officers who distributed those tickets, I hope they glad how the country going. I hope that they are happy how the country is going. Because I am sure those officers would have a family to mind. And I am sure those officers would have children to send to school. And I am sure those officers that when they can't get their back pay now, and you can't protest, what you doing? But you're giving these citizens a ticket who trying to protest on behalf of you. It's saddened. It's really, really sad, you know. Police and army can't protest, but when a citizen protesting for betterment, all you're bullying them. All you're bullying them. It's sad. You can't do it, but when somebody doing it, you want to bully them. Let me tell you something. It have some hard-working officers, and then again, it have some who do business. Call a good night. Hello.
Hello, good night, Saeed.
Go right ahead. You're live on Real Talk.
If they're not doing post-mortem, how you will know what the person died from? This is the problem, and everything is COVID.
That's what. Thank you, my friend. That's what I'm saying. Everything is COVID. Everything for the government is COVID. They want to open back school on the 1st of October. Face to face. How many schools have been checked out? How many schools have been repaired since school shut down? How many schools have been sanitized? How many schools they went to check for asbestos or brokenness or broken window or pigeon infestation? How much? Wednesday, September 1st. So they have 30 days to do how much school? Money for everything. Money for everything. So when I come here, citizens of Trinidad and Tobago and viewers of Real Talk Worldwide, I am not just standing here to bump my gum or to make noise. I'm standing up for the right thing that you all should know. Things that you will benefit from. Not just coming here and talking about terrorists and talking about the Prime Minister and talking about the opposition and talking about health. No. It's points I am bringing to you that should be in the public domain, which is not in the public domain. It should be, but it's not. I come here to force hand into doing things, into bettering Trinidad and Tobago. I didn't come here to shake hands and to be friends, you know. I didn't come here for that. I come here to get things done. That's what I'm here for. So viewers, we are going for a short commercial break. We have just a couple minutes on our time tonight again, but we'll be right back after this. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Real Talk. I'm your host, Saieed Ali. Consultant and real businessman.
Can't watch Real Talk on TV? Have no fear. You can also watch Real Talk on the go live on YouTube and Facebook at Real Talk with Saieed Ali on YouTube.com and TT Real Talk on Facebook.com. Don't forget to like us and share us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the notification bell.
Are you looking for the right investment? Are you looking for a greater return on your hard-earned cash? Look no further. Contact Real Talk Group of Companies located at number 14 Caroni Savannah Road, Chaguanas. At Real Talk Investment, you can earn up to 3.5% interest on your 3-year investment. Don't miss out on this amazing offer. Do contact us now on 339-1670, 238-6716. For further information, our helpful team is ready to assist. Real Talk Investment. Real people matter to us. This ad was paid for by Real Talk Group of Companies Limited.
So welcome back to Real Talk viewers. We probably have about 1 minute left. I just want to encourage you. Those of you who want to know about the investment, it's something like a fixed deposit. It's like a fixed deposit. You know, you will go to a financial institute, you will put $200,000 on a fixed deposit, and that institute will give you 1%. 1% per annum, per year. Real Talk Group of Companies is giving you from 2.5% to 3% on the same year. So you're watching your money grow at a bigger rate. More money on your same savings that you have in a financial institute. And very soon, Real Talk Group of Companies, well, to be honest with you, Real Talk Group of Companies is actually a licensed money lending financial institute. I just want to get that out there so you all would understand what Real Talk Group is all about. I have security, I have Real Talk production, I enter real estate. So under Real Talk Group of Companies, these are all my business that I have. Real Talk production, our show, real estate, security. These are my different companies under one group, Real Talk Group of Companies. And mind you, we are a licensed money lending financial institute. Just like the bank is licensed to lend money, it's the same thing with us. It's the same thing with us. So I'm encouraging you viewers, if you want to make an investment, your reward is greater than any financial institute when you make a Real Talk investment. So I just want you to know very soon we'll be able to be giving out small loans to citizens of Trinidad and Tobago once you're qualified. So viewers, until we meet again, Allahumma saba'ur rabaka illa inta zami illa annama turba Allah. Why would you keep a little amount in a cup when you could multiply that little amount in the same cup and watch it grow bigger? It's always sense before book. So until we meet again, oh, just one more thing. It's Independence holiday tomorrow. Real Talk will not be going live, but we will be right here on Wednesday night for our Public Concerns night. So spread the word. Until we meet again, good night.